Hey, welcome back to Lunch with Lee. Today, we're going to go over something I get all the time on real estate inspections, which is we have a couple holes. The technical term is firebox, but where you put the actual logs, whether it's wood burning or gas, that little area, which is the firebox. But there'll be a nice little picture in a home inspection report, and it will say, find a qualified contractor to fix these holes. The issue with that is, why are the holes there? And I ask that question over and over and over again to a lot of different homeowners. And the answer is very, very consistent, which is I have no clue. They just told me I need to get these fixed. The problem with that statement is, if the problem is a water leak or the whole thing's been constructed wrong from the beginning, anything we do to repair that firebox is going to get undone right after we do it. Quite often when we go to repair them, we are the second or third contractor who's done the same repair, because it's very easy to recognize, because you see multiple different colors of mortar often. You'll see different techniques that people have used, different ages of the mortar inside, and it keeps going back to the same state, which is holes, or even a more advanced state where you push on bricks inside the firebox and all the bricks move, which we're getting past just a couple of holes into this is an unstable, where you get to tearing it down and rebuilding it so that there's mortar all the way through the bricks. But it's extraordinarily important to figure out, why did this happen in the first place? And in Houston, it's usually one answer, which is water. And that's the answer to 90% of our problems. If you do not have a chimney cap, or if any time in the past they've not had a chimney cap, that means water's running down the inside. It could be that there's mortar holes on the outside. It could be the brick on the outside is just porous and letting water through. But most of the time, the mortar used inside that area that put the bricks together for that firebox is a water-soluble mortar. Meaning if it gets wet, it's going to dissolve. And we see it over and over and over again. And then people come and patch it and patch it and patch it. The problem is, that's a symptom of the problem. And unless you fix the water problem, you're going to continually to have the same problems over and over and over again. And quite often when we come there, they're blaming the contractor, that my contractor doesn't do a good job because it continues to break. Well, the reality is the homeowner's asking, can you fix this? They say yes, it gets fixed. That's not an incorrect repair. The problem is you're just treating a symptom. You're not treating the actual problem. And to make this more complex, there are lots of different types of fireplaces. So is that actual brick or is it a panel? Because some of the metal fireplaces actually have panels that look like brick. And if you don't know what to look for very, very closely, you may think it's brick. And to make it even more complex, some of the masonry fireplaces at certain time periods had panels in them also, but they're not the manufactured metal fireplaces. So when we're talking to people on the phone, or we're talking to home inspectors, or I'm trying to teach a class, how do you tell people what it is? And without a very educated eye, I don't want to give bad advice, because I could set you up to fail. Because if you don't know what you're looking for, you're going to say, oh, we need to replace these bricks or whatever. And it's a panel, and you can do more harm than good. So if you don't know exactly what you're doing, and the advice to go down to Home Depot and get the fire caulking in a tube is generally bad advice. It may be a good temporary fix, but if the reason it happened is still there, and that mortar is normally not the most quality thing in the world, so it will break, crack. Usually it's not applied correctly either. So that we go back and have to either take it out or redo everything. And it's a pain. So it goes back into, if you see, and I've said this many times before, if there's holes in the mortar in your firebox area, whether it's a panel, whether you see cracks in a panel, it's time to get an inspection to look even deeper, to figure out why this is happening, instead of spending money on repairs that are not going to last. Once we fix the actual problem, which may be a water leak, or then we can actually fix that and it will stick and it will not constantly be a problem. Also, if you see color differences, if you see weird drip signs, it could be water marks. White powder is the hallmark of I have water running through my bricks and my bricks are working as a filter and all the minerals are left over, which is called efflorescence. And the more you clean it, if it continues to leak, it will continue to have white stuff. Your brick will fall apart and you will continue to have issues. So for today, that is our chimney lesson. You can say however you want to say it. But if those bricks are in bad shape, it's time to have someone who really knows what they're doing. And quite often, masons will just fix, not all masons, but most masons know how to fix brick, but they don't know what's causing it. They don't know how the thing's necessarily even built. So it's time to call in a chimney expert like us or anybody who has a certification or knows what's going on to really look at it, to drill down to find out actually what's going on so we can actually fix the problem, which is what we do. We actually fix the actual issue and not just, put a coat of paint over something that's going to come right back. So today, that's my lesson. And if you have any questions and obviously, please share this, like it. The more stuff we have, the more you do that, the more the Facebook or YouTube algorithm likes us. And we actually get to show this to more people and we get to help more people.